Hey folks, welcome back to the farm. It's a beautiful day, even though it's just a tad sticky. We've been getting thunderstorms every afternoon, so it was nice this morning. We had clouds overcast this morning. It was pretty cool to work out in the shop. I've got a honeydew project I've been needing to get done for a while. I've been procrastinating for some reason, but it's time to get her done because Kelly needs to hang her pots up. So these are the hanging pots or baskets that Kelly wants to hang here by the grain bin. And she wants to incorporate these pulleys, these old wooden pulleys, in the hanging of these plants. So I need to build a bracket, like a hanger bracket, to hang these off of the grain bin. So we'll get this thing started. We'll show you how to do it and what we're going to do. So here on the front of the grain bins where they're going to hang, basically in the center of this section here, on both sides of the doorway. And to get the height we need to put it up here in this space, and it's 8 inches between those two ribs that we have to play with. And then we have the overhang of the roof here that we have to contend with as well. So the top part of our hanger is going to have to slope down a little bit to clear that, but we'll make it happen. Let's go out in the shop and get started. So I picked up some steel in town the other day. This is 1/2-inch square stock. And then I already have this piece. It's just some flat stock, some 1/8 by, looks like 1, maybe 1 1/4. So this is what we're going to use for our flat part of our bracket. And the square stock is what we're going to use for the hanger part of our bracket. So what I want to do first is we're going to basically be making a wrought iron hanger. So I'm going to take this flat bar, and to make it look more hand wrought, I'm going to use a ball peen hammer, and I'm going to hammer the top of the steel to give it a hand hammered look. And this is what a ball peen hammer looks like. It's got the ball on one end, flat on the other. So if you didn't know, the ball on the ball peen hammer is used for stretching metal. It turns flat metal into curved metal, basically. And when you hit it on a surface, it starts curving the metal. So we'll show you how that works. And it'll start curving the metal. We want, of course, to keep it flat. So every now and then we have to put it here in the slot on the vise and straighten it back out. But we're going to put some divot marks in this steel. All right, that's the hand hammered finish we were looking for. And you can see also as we were hammering it out, it's curving that steel, and that's what a ball peen hammer is supposed to do. Stretches the metal. It stretches it by pounding it this way. It stretches it that way, which causes the metal to curve. You can do that with a piece of flat sheet metal as well, too. You can cup it out and make like a bowl. But we were able to do this without heating the metal up, too, because this is hot rolled steel. It's pretty soft. You can dent it, do whatever you need to do with it, bend it, whatever you need to do. Hard steel you can't do that with. So now we need to cut 2 pieces at 8 inches long. And then we're going to cut some tabs too that we're going to weld on the sides to give this a little more rigidity side to side. And then on either end we'll weld like 1-inch tabs, and we'll drill holes in those to mount them on the grain bin. So let's get our pieces all cut up. We have all of our pieces cut out. This is what it'll kind of look like when it's done. We've got the hammered side turned down, but we're going to weld these ears on the main piece here. I've got them clamped down so they can't move around on me. And then we'll clean it up. We'll get a weld on the other side. We'll round all the corners so there's no sharp corners. And when we sand that front side, if we need to put a couple more hammer divots where the weld is, we'll do that. Now, in case you didn't notice, I'm leaving little gaps in there. And by doing that, what we're getting is almost complete penetration on our weld. So we're not even going to have to weld this other side. Okay, there's our start of our brackets. Now we're going to go over to the drill press and we're going to drill 1/4-inch holes into all of these ears. Well, our brackets are done. We sanded the burrs off the back sides of the holes also, because anytime you drill metal like that, it's going to leave a burr on the bottom side where the bit breaks through the metal. So now that we got these brackets made, we need to concentrate on the hangers that weld on to these brackets. So we went over to the grain bin and we've determined that this is the angle that we need to get out from underneath the roof of the grain bin. So we've transferred that angle onto our table with our long ruler. We've also laid out 8 inches here because we want 8 inches to the center of the hook that we put to hang the plant. And then we've also measured 8 inches here, which is the length of our bracket here. So we know whatever piece needs to start here, and then we can determine where we want it to end up as we start making these pieces. I cut 2 pieces of our 1/2-inch square stock to make our top hanger portion. And the reason I made it so long is because we have to incorporate a loop on the end. And also, I don't want to end these with just a square end on these. I'm going to heat these up and hammer these out and make kind of more of a decorative end on it. We just don't want it to look square, so we're going to do that next. Since I don't have yet a forge here in the shop, I've just clamped our torch with our rosebud end here onto the table so it doesn't move around, and then that will allow me to stand over here with the metal in one hand and my hammer in the other to forge these out. Getting our afternoon weather coming in. You can start hearing the thunder in the clouds, but it sure is pretty. Got our 2 hooks made. So basically what these are going to do is we'll cut them wherever we need them to be to get this thing to hang at 8 inches here. So about right there, and then we'll cut this angle on it as well. We'll just pencil that out and that'll be close enough, and we'll cut them with our 4.5 inch grinder, and we'll do the same to both pieces, and then we can concentrate on making our other piece that goes this way. So we're getting some good rain. Ruby loves the rain. It's gonna get all wet. If we start getting some hail, I need to get in the house because it could be tornado weather out here. Getting pretty crazy, so I think we're gonna go in the house real quick and wait out this cell. See what it's gonna do, then we can come back out. All right, bad weather is gone. Ruby, don't even think about it. Beautiful over there, isn't it? Let's get back after our little project over here. So for this piece here, looks like we're going to need about 8 inches long. So we're going to actually cut them a little bit longer, probably maybe 16 inches, because we're going to do something a little fancy here, and we need some room to play. All right, we've cut our 2 pieces. We actually cut them 14 inches. And then I marked in the middle here, just with the grinder, just put a little tiny score there. So what that does is it tells me where the middle is. So I'm going to heat this with the torch, and I'm going to kind of eyeball and heat kind of the same distance on either side of that. And then when that is nice and hot to where we can manipulate the metal, we're going to use our fancy little tool here that I made. It's just an old wrench. And then I welded an arm on the top of the wrench. So you put this wrench on here on this square stock, and you can actually twist the metal when it gets hot and put twist in it, because you want to put the same amount of force on both sides. That way it kind of stays straight. So let's show you how that's done. You can see our twist now. Now from our center mark, we heated about 3 inches either way, and I just eyeballed that. I'm a pretty good judge of distance or measurements, and that gives us about a 6-inch twist, and I did 1 full rotation on that. So that's going to leave me about 1 inch on either end to cut, which will give us 8 inches. Now, I measured this after I twisted it. I thought it was going to shrink it a little bit as it twisted, but it didn't. I'm still 14 inches long. So if you do this, you can probably cut it right at the measurement you need, but it doesn't hurt to go a little bit further so you know you got what you need. So now what we're going to do, we will lay this in here and we'll mark it where we need it, and then our up bar will have that little twist. So what we did is we cut this a little bit short because we don't want it to come clear to the edge of here. we want it held back just a little bit so we can get some weld on there. So that's what we did. We cut it a little bit short. So we'll get this welded together right here on this joint, and then we'll get it welded to our bracket. Well, there's our two hangers. Now we can go drill some holes in the grain bin and put those up. You can see there's a little difference in this twist than there is this twist. And reason being, something you got to watch out for when you're doing the twist. This area here was hotter than this area here, so it twisted easier. You want to make sure you have good even heat all the way through. Look at the color of the metal, make sure it's all a good even color. Like this one was when we did this one. You see that really good twist there. But it doesn't look bad. Little happy accident. Alright, here's what the hangers are going to look like. It's thundering and storming all around me here, so probably not a good idea to be out here working on this metal grain bin in the lightning. But that's where they're going to be mounted. These holes up top will be a little tricky, but we'll be able to get them. Looks pretty cool. We'll get some paint on these. We'll get them mounted. Kelly's going to love them. Now I know you probably want to see them mounted and everything complete with the baskets hanging on them and all that. And I promise you on probably the next video or two, I will show you that. So probably time to get it done, closed up here. Still got to pick some zucchini in the garden. We have our first zucchini we're going to eat tonight for dinner. So we're happy about that. Hope you enjoyed our video making our little brackets here. So come back and see us here on Mark Kelly Farm. Stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We got lots more to do. And we got some friends coming in on Monday. So we'll be doing some videos probably with them around. So love you guys.